Hey everyone, Josh here, and I'm really excited because in today's nutrition video, we're going to start a three-part series where I break down each of the major macronutrients. These include carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. In each video, I'm going to explain what they are and how they affect our bodies. With a proper understanding of each nutrient, you will be more equipped with not only the knowledge, but the ability to modify any meal plans to help you achieve your goals. We're starting with everyone's favorite, carbohydrates. So let's get started. Carbs. Oh, pastas, breads, potatoes, pizza, donuts. I mean, let's be real. All of us love carbohydrates, and there's a very good reason why. They taste amazing. But more importantly, how does our body use them? Well, carbs are essentially just sugar, and there are two types, glucose and sucrose. And glucose is what we're going to be focusing on. It's called a monosaccharide, and it is the simplest form of carbohydrate. So when our bodies take in glucose, the mitochondria, which we all remember from middle school science is the powerhouse of the cell, they break down that sugar as it's absorbed into the bloodstream, producing what our bodies use for energy. And it is called adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. This is basically the currency of what our body uses to perform actions with energy. Basically, when we eat carbs, they're turned into sugar, and then our body uses that sugar to produce energy, or ATP. Pretty cool, huh? Who knew our bodies liked carbs for energy? But if carbs are important for energy, this brings up an interesting, or a couple of interesting questions, like, why do we always hear about carbs being bad? Or reduce carbs if you want to lose weight? Where does that mindset even come from? Well, to be honest, there is some truth to it. However, most people don't know the catalyst, so let me break it down. There are two types of hormones that come into play when we're talking about weight loss or weight gain. These hormones are named glucagon and insulin, and coincidentally, I love saying glucagon because it's another fun word. But anyways, when you eat carbs, or the sugar, insulin is released from your pancreas, and the insulin essentially puts your body in a, hey, I'm not going to burn fat mode. Whereas glucagon actually has the complete opposite effect. There was a study done in 2011 published in the Journal of Comparative and Physiological Psychology, where they injected two sets of mice, one with insulin and one with glucagon. As you can assume, the mice on insulin gained a bunch of weight, and the mice on glucagon lost weight. This was due to the fact that our bodies prefer to burn sugar over fat. Any sugar your body can get its hands on, that's what it's going to burn for energy first. So here comes the catalyst. Why can some people eat a ton of carbs and not really gain any weight, while others just look at a cookie and gain 5 pounds? It's a concept of what I call muscle saturation. And it's basically where the individual's muscles have the ability to absorb and store sugar for energy. Once the muscles have been fully saturated, then the leftover sugar is what causes the pancreas to start kicking out insulin and put your body in that, hey, I'm not going to burn fat for energy right now. So here's a rough analogy to try and make things a little more clear. Keep in mind that the muscle size for this analogy is irrelevant. We're talking strictly your genetics. As you can see here, I have two towels, a hand rag and a hand towel. Now the hand rag represents the individuals who just look at a cookie and gain 5 pounds. Well, the hand towel represents people kind of like myself who can eat 4 pounds of pasta and not gain a pound. Keep in mind that, when it comes to overall weight loss, again, calories in and calories out are the only thing that really matter when it comes to weight loss. But as you get leaner and leaner, the composition of those calories does make a difference. So for this analogy, I'm going to explain muscle saturation. And the towels represent the individual's muscle ability to absorb sugar, and our water represents sugar. So for the thicker individuals, I'm going to pour water, the same amount of water in both glasses on the rag. And we'll pour the whole cup here. And I'll lift that up. Well, you can't tell, but the rag is pretty much drenched, and we have water all over the counter here. So their ability to absorb sugar is pretty limited. And there's still some water left over here. There's still some sugar left over. But the individuals whose muscles have the ability to absorb a lot of sugar, we can pull all of this out. The towel's drenched, and it's still got plenty of room. There's nothing dripping on the counter, and this person still has the ability to absorb more sugar. So hopefully that makes things a little more clear. Keep in mind with this analogy that it has nothing to do with what you do as a person, whether it's your workout or your diet. This is strictly genetics. So if your body has the ability to absorb a lot of sugar, you can eat a ton of carbs and not really gain any weight. Whereas someone who looks at a cookie and gains 5 pounds, your muscle's ability to absorb sugar is just genetically limited. Now, when it comes to what carbs to eat, we want to focus on slow digesting carbohydrates. While whole grains are fine, you want to make sure and consume beans and legumes because of fiber. Now, we didn't really talk about fiber at all in this video because I wanted to keep it short. And we'll be breaking down fiber in another video, so stay tuned. But regardless, eat fiber. Anyways, you want to eat slow digesting carbs because the process of your body converting it into sugar is much slower. Faster digesting carbohydrates gives your body a constant surplus of sugar, meaning your blood sugar level is always going to be elevated, and your pancreas is always going to be kicking out that insulin on a regular basis. Not only is this going to increase the likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes, but your body is always going to be in a I'm going to be focused on burning sugar instead of fat for energy. Do your best to make sure the carbs come from healthy sources. I've put a list in the description for you if you want to take a look. Well, that's it for our intro to carbs. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, you all have a joy-filled and blessed week. We'll see you next time.